Alright guys, this is another kick video. Felt it was time to put up another one. This time, I'm going to go over another fundamental, basic kick in many martial arts, particularly things like Taekwondo and Karate. This will be the side kick. So hopefully you get something out of this. So the side kick is another one of the fundamental kicks that you often learn early on in martial arts training. It was like the second one that I learned. And it's a very linear kick, kind of like the front kick where I'm going straight forward into my opponent or into the target. A side kick also goes in a straight line. Unlike in my earlier video, a roundhouse kick, which comes around, where I would come kind of into the side of my target with respect to how I'm facing it. Like so. Well, a side kick, I would come straight forward. So if you're my target, I would bring my knee up and then shove my foot towards you. Like so. Now, in terms of side kick, as with every kick, you have to think about positioning of the feet. The goal is to get either the heel or kind of the edge of the foot, the edge of the heel into the target. So if I'm kicking, hopefully you can see what I'm going for here. I'm either putting my heel straight out, like I'm stomping on the wall, or the door right there is my target, coming out there. Or I can turn my foot just a little bit, like that, so see now the edge of my foot is more pointed that way. So if I come out, my foot's not landing quite with the bottom of my heel. Now it's sort of this, what's called the blade edge of the foot. And that's really kind of from the heel forward to, if you want to get anatomical, kind of the base of the fifth metatarsal. You don't really need to know that. But in this region right here. So I'm coming forward more with the edge instead of with the bottom of the heel, kind of the side of it. As far as which one you do, it kind of depends, I think. I think it's a matter of preference. Some teachers will tell you it has to be the heel, the bottom. Others will say it has to be the edge. I find the edge to be a little bit easier for me in terms of getting my leg locked out straight. That all depends. So try it out and see what works for you. But if I want to just get set up for this kick when I'm first starting out, kind of like with the side or with the roundhouse kick, my base foot's going to pretty much point all the way away from my target. So if my target is over here on my left side, I'm going to take this foot, pivot it away, and then I can pick my other knee up, the kicking knee, towards my shoulder. So if I'm kicking with my left leg, I bring my left knee towards my right shoulder. I'm not a contortionist. I'm obviously not going to get it all the way up here. But the idea is to pull it back enough that you lengthen some of the muscles here in the hip, in the leg, and a lot of other anatomical stuff I'm not going to get into for the purposes of this video. But it comes up here, and then I have something that's been stretched out or lengthened a little bit, and then all this stuff shortens to pull my leg out into that kick. So that's something to think about. If you're having balance issues, if you're an inexperienced martial artist, I suggest you start with that foot already turned out, pulling across, so it's almost like you're turning your back on your target or on your opponent. You're not completely turned away, but you're turned enough that you're exposing this hip to that partner or to that target. Now, that's for a full chamber side kick. So a very traditional style that I was taught was bringing this leg all the way over, like so, across the body, and then coming out with the heel. You can grab onto the wall, door frame, whatever you need, and just practice these. Obviously, working on different heights and different levels of range. A side kick to the knee, extremely effective. You don't have to be super flexible to get a good kick off with this. I can just come up, snap that out, and they're never going to walk right again if I land this correctly. And obviously I can come up higher if I want. It just depends on what you're capable of doing and what's practical for the situation, what's safe to execute. But I showed you that traditional full chamber coming all the way across. You can also do a side kick kind of as a jab. So that's going to be a little bit quicker. So I'm going to switch feet here. So I turn my base leg out, and this foot comes up, kind of stays in front of my body a little bit more. Some people, when they do sparring, whether it's a karate tournament, taekwondo tournament or something, they can actually use this leg as a blocking leg. the higher this knee gets, the more it protects my body. So if I leave it down here, I still might be exposed up here. If I bring my knee up a little bit more, and adjust my pants here, this leg now gives me a little bit more protection if somebody comes in and tries to hit me. So I can pull this knee up, not all the way back this time, kind of keeping it in front, and throw a faster kick, more of a jab just to stop somebody if they're coming into me. So I pick this knee up and just snap it out. Again, it comes up and then comes out here. So if you get comfortable with having that foot turned out and then picking the knee up for the kick, always keeping your hands up, by the way, then you can also do the turn with the chamber as you get set up, just like with the other kicks. Eventually that foot pivot, whatever pivot you need to do for the kick, will come pretty much simultaneously with the kicking leg coming up. So with that front kick, this leg pivots as I come up. Roundhouse kick, same kind of thing. This foot pivots as I come around. Well, same thing for side kick. So I'm coming up, and this is going to pivot at the same time and come out. Again, here, leg pivots as I pick up the leg and kick. There. So hopefully you found that a little bit useful, a little interesting. Give me some comments, messages, any kind of feedback. Maybe I'll post a link to my blog as well. And yeah, just hopefully somebody finds this interesting. So thanks for watching.